Book of the Week, The Hidden Messages in Water by Dr. Masaru Emoto. Hi, I'm Jason Barlow, RMT, and I'm here as your therapist and coach to help you transform your stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. So each week, I like to share with you my book of the week. Today, I wanted to center in on the great research that was done by Dr. Emoto almost 2 decades ago now, and share with you his particular book, The Hidden Messages in Water. He's done several publications. This one resonated with me most of all. And you know that a picture tells 1,000 words. You could just get this book alone to have a look at the images without having to read the text, and reading through or looking at those images, you'll garnish the essence of what he's trying to share with us. So what I want to talk about in particular is that you've got to consider how much of a percentage your body is made up of water. 60 to 70% approximately of our body mass is water. Our body makeup is water. 70% of the planet is primarily water. And so with that in mind, it's got to prove to us the essence of our health, happiness, and vitality is coming from the quality of the water and how much water we're actually drinking on a daily basis. So if you're not drinking enough water, the body can show many signs of dehydration. Anytime you have symptoms, I always recommend start head first with your mindset. And secondly, as far as nutrition goes, hydration is right at the top for me. Because more often than not, we're so busy, we've got lots of things on the go. The last thing we're thinking about is carrying a water bottle around with us. And as a result, we're not usually sufficiently hydrated throughout our day. How does this tie in with the book? I'm getting to that. So water copies information. And if your body is composed of, let's say, 70% water, what are the messages that are being sent through those lines of communication? In his great research, he actually took time to freeze water samples and then take, using some brilliant technology, take photographs of the actual crystals of those frozen water samples. And what he illustrated is that when water was taken from a very pure source, the crystals were beautiful to look at. Imagine catching a symmetrical, very aesthetically pleasing snowflake in your palm, and it's just, you're kind of in awe of the beauty of it. And that was what he was illustrating with these pure water sources. The crystals, when frozen, they appeared in this very symmetrical form, beautiful to look at and aesthetically pleasing. Now, there were many variations. They weren't identical for every different water sample, but nevertheless, they were all beautiful to admire and look at, almost like a piece of art. Then he would compare those to polluted water. And what he noted is that now the water crystals didn't actually really look like water crystals. There was certainly no symmetry. There was nothing aesthetically pleasing. It just wasn't a nice appearing crystal. And then he went to the next level. He took that same polluted water source and exposed it to different types of scenarios. So in one example, he takes it into a jar and simply places words, powerful positive words, around the jar. And what they tracked and noted was that water was able to transform, so that in time, when they took the water sample again and examined it through their photographic methodology, those crystals that were previously not very pleasing to look at, now it actually transformed and were looking like that piece of art that we'd actually had with the pure water sources. The pictures alone in this book are well worth your review. And so what is that telling us? For me as a health practitioner, if your body's composed of 70% water and you have general thoughts of positivity and you are one who feels fulfilled, you're generally happy and peaceful and content, then at that time, those are the messages that are being sent through your 70% of water throughout your body. They're messengers for you. And when we say 70%, let's quantify that a little bit more. We're talking about trillions of cells in your body that are constructed of water that are communicating a message. The question you've got to ask yourself is, what is the message that I'm sending to my body right now? Is it a positive, influential, healing thought and feeling? Or is it counterproductive, harmful, and actually it's going to take more energy away than it's going to give me energy? Because if you migrate towards those negative mindsets, then that's the message that you're sending to your body. Ultimately, we must learn that your body or our body believes every word you say. Our bodies believe every word that we say. So what are those messages that you're sending throughout your physiology? Another great example in his research here was a test that he conducted in an elementary school. So what he'd done is he'd taken a water sample, and each day the children would say certain things to that water sample. So the first one was, "You're cute." The second one was, at a later time, "You fool." Interestingly, the water crystals were shaped in accordance to that positive or negative message that was being sent to them. So again, the "you're cute" turned out in a symmetrical crystal, almost like a snowflake. Meanwhile, the "you fool" water molecules had no shape at all. It was actually scrambled, I'll say, is probably the best description. You'd have to go and have a look at these photos yourself to understand that. And so he also then went to the next level with these kids, and they were saying words such as "you're beautiful" into the one jar. They also had a second jar, which they didn't even speak to. They practically ignored. And the ignored jar, once again, the crystal was very distorted, unclear. It was trying to form but couldn't. There was no real shape to it. In essence, what he's sharing with us is that water can be transformed, which to me then alludes to the fact that your body is constantly transforming in accordance with the messages that you're sending yourself by way of those thought patterns, which comes full circle back to what I was saying at the beginning. And one of my core philosophies as a health practitioner is your body believes every word you say. The very messages that you're sending are producing a healing or disease response. If you're seeking more health, happiness, and vitality, then you've got to pay attention to your thoughts and learn to control them. Nobody can come and do that for you. There's no examination in the world. There's no intervention in the world, by way of surgical intervention, I mean, that can go in and correct that for you. It's a matter of learning how to control your mind. There are multiple methods. It's your ultimate choice. I'm a big believer in Buddhist meditation. Why? Mainly because meditation is a training tool to help calm your mind. And secondly, Buddhism is very much about teaching how to do that in a very scientific way so that you can learn to control your mind, control the thoughts and feelings that you're experiencing, which then you can activate more healing. And naturally from that space, as your mind feels more peaceful and content, the expression is going to be more health and happiness. So enjoy this book of the week, The Hidden Messages in Water by Dr. Emoto. I've also put in the description below the title and the author's name. As well, I have included his website. And so from there, you can check out more of his research. I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope you've got some benefit from that. Remember, if you've not had a chance, go to my website, jasonbarlowrmt.com. You can download my free book from there, the 15-Step Playbook for Pain Relief. It's in a digital form. Download it to your smartphone or your computer. If you'd prefer to have the physical copy or a Kindle edition, just go to Amazon and plug in the title, The 15-Step Playbook for Pain Relief. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again next week. And remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority. Bye-bye.